My name is Nadia Calviño. I'm the president of the European Investment Bank. For those that don't know it, it is one of the most important multilateral development institutions in the world. And this is my first time at the United Nations. So I am quite excited. I had a previous intervention earlier today. I am really delighted to be able to participate in this session and share with you some thoughts about what impactful development cooperation, development finance looks like. Just returned from the IMF and World Bank spring meetings in Washington, and this was at the heart of debates between finance ministers and leaders in the area of finance throughout the world. The UN Sustainable Development Goals are our globally agreed strategy to set humanity on the road towards a fairer, greener, and healthier future. And they are also key drivers for a safer world, as all these elements are closely interrelated and contributing to economic and social stability, thriving communities, strong democracies, and peaceful conflict resolution. As a proud member of the multilateral development banks, the European Investment Bank is strongly engaged in the ongoing work to deepen our cooperation, to strengthen the framework of developing financing institutions and increasing the impact of our collective efforts to deliver the Sustainable Development Goals, which are enshrined in the European Investment Bank's DNA. And I am proud to say and happy to say we have made real progress during this week in Washington. On Saturday, the 10 heads of the Multilateral Development Bank's meeting agreed joint steps and initiatives and a clear roadmap with targets, with dates, to make progress in 5 critical areas to strengthen the multilateral system and deliver greater impact and scale with projects that can improve people's lives and well-being. We will continue to step up and scale up our financing capacity to the development finance network. We will develop our tools to boost action on climate change and nature protection. We will strengthen our collaboration and co-financing through country platforms, the project portal, and mutual reliance on each other's standards and processes. We will explore innovative tools to catalyze private sector investment, and we'll reinforce our methodologies for evaluation and communication of results and impact. The impact of these global network of development financial institutions is undeniable. Over the next decade, multilateral development banks expect to generate additional lending headroom in the order of $300 to $400 billion, with the support of shareholders and partners. While we will continue to implement the G20 capital adequacy framework, and there are already many innovative financing partnerships which we can scale up. Crucially, too, we can also work alongside our partners in the United Nations, drawing on your unique expertise and presence on the ground. Our impact can be greater if we reinforce these important partnerships. For example, the European Investment Bank Group, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, UNICEF, the World Health Organization, and the European Commission are all working together to eradicate polio in the next 5 years, maybe earlier than that. I was with Dr. Tedros last week, and he was insisting to have an earlier date. Eradicating polio for good. This is what we're talking about. The funds will cover polio vaccinations for nearly 370 million children annually. And look at what we achieved working together through the COVAX facility. By working together, and that's an alliance between vaccine companies, UNICEF, the World Health Organization, the European Investment Bank, and other partners, we delivered nearly 2 billion COVID vaccine doses to 146 countries, avoiding an estimated 2.7 million deaths. Alongside our fellow multilateral development banks and also alongside our partners in the UN ecosystem, today I had a meeting with the development program, also with UNICEF, last week with the World Health Organization. We are working on many other common initiatives that can play, that are playing an important role in delivering the Sustainable Development Goals. Last week, I was also able to discuss with Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, a joint pilot project towards what would be the first ever debt for climate swap. The EIB, with the support of the European Commission and the Inter-American Development Bank, we're working to co-guarantee the transaction with savings in interest rate payments that will be allocated to climate resilience investments, especially for water reuse and treatment, funding critical infrastructure that will reinforce the resilience of the country without increasing debt levels. And this is just the kind of thinking outside the box that we need. Let me leave you with a final thought about how we can cooperate, and we should continue to work together with a common endeavor to deliver on the Sustainable Development Goals. Because the multilateral system that is enshrined in this House and that you represent has served us well for the last 80 years. But the global order is now being put to the test. The tectonic plates which have been supporting it are shifting, and they're leading to clashes in some areas and also leaving gaps in some others, which we as multilateral institutions must do our utmost to bridge. The Sustainable Development Goals provide us with the roadmap to do precisely that. It is not a matter for future generations, it is about our peace and security now. Reinforcing our global financial safety net with a sound framework for cooperation among multilateral partners is more important than ever in these challenging times. In the midst of today's strains and conflicts, some might wonder if the Sustainable Development Goals are as relevant as they were in the past. Well, I think that they are more relevant than ever. As the former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said, they are a declaration of our interdependence. They are connecting territories, connecting public policies, connecting generations, and keeping us united. They really are compass pointing the way towards a better future for humankind. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can count on the European Investment Bank to contribute to this shared endeavor. I wish you a very productive session and look forward to the 4th International Conference on Financing for Development that will take place in my home country, Spain, in June 2025. Thank you very much and see you soon.